Okay, this is going to be a very serious video. This is going to be an incredibly serious video. This is going to be a video about the most important thing that's ever happened to me, ever. Ever. So, on Saturday, I had the most intense, most spiritual, most enlightening, most real, most needed experience I've ever had in my whole life. I talked about my journey, and I had it with Sarah. And, you know, what we did is one of my coworkers supplied us with, and we took them. And it was amazing. She's my soulmate, is what I learned throughout the journey. Is she was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. It was like, and the whole time I was getting a message of we were meant to go on this adventure, we just had to figure ourselves out and things would be right. We were sitting next to each other and we were talking, and we saw each other as an old couple. We saw each other become old. We took a trip into my head, and I had to hold her hand and guide her, and she was touching me and she was feeling my memories and my emotions and my pains. But I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've done bad things. And specifically, I've hurt her. But I never told her. I never told anyone. Because it's the worst pain. And things have been so good. So almost there. But I didn't want to hide it anymore. And we sat down, and I could feel entities around us and telling me that I had to share my journey. My journey since I've been gone, my journey since we haven't been together anymore. And she wrote down in her book, without noticing, she wrote down 1, 2, 3. Number 1, JC's journey. Number 2, Sarah's 2 paths. And on top of that, it wrote, you have to get through all the sad to get to the happy. And I knew exactly what that meant. I knew what all those things meant. And I've seen the end of the story, but it's intense. And I shared my pain. In fact, what I learned is that I've only known pain. I've just become so numb to it that it just seems normal. And I dug it all out. And it hurt so bad. In fact, I think I'm a violent person when I can't control myself, which is why I think I was blessed with such strong willpower for the most part, is because when I lose that, I get violent, I get angry, and I never understood why, but I think something happened when I was a kid. I was talking about my pains, and there was this memory that I'd never seen before. I never knew was there. I think something happened with my parents when I was a kid where I experienced violence, where I experienced screaming, where I experienced something not good. And it scarred me. And that was the first time I knew pain. I think that because of the actions done before I was born, that I came here to experience the first half of my life as pain, and the second half making sure no one else experienced that. This whole time that I was talking about pain and even relating it to Sarah and helping her, she kept calling me a therapist, and I was like, why are you calling me that? But it felt right that she was calling me that. But then I hurt her because I knew I had to make sure that the old me died. You see, this whole time I've been building this new, better version of me, the real me, if I'm correct. And after the experience, I don't like looking at pictures of myself before. They make me feel really uncomfortable. It's like I'm looking at someone that I don't know. It's almost like a really bad version of me that people glorified. And I really hate it. I hate it so much. I don't like to look at it. I don't like to look at old pictures of me anymore. And it makes a lot of sense now why all my pictures were deleted. Everything from before is just gone. I don't really have anything to show for high school anymore. I don't. I yeah, but I ripped out all my pain through my life, and I realized that I really just have known pain since I was young. From that experience, a little kid, to coming here and being shunned because I was different, to not being able to make friends because I was fat, and neglected because I was unattractive, and weird because I was myself, and then having to hurt myself by conforming and acting like I didn't want to for the sake of making friends, and then being annoyed and angry because that's not who I was, and then having to conform even harder to that to keep them, and then finding out things about myself that I was passionate about that no one else wanted to talk to be hurt in relationships multiple times because I wasn't good enough. And then the one time that I got someone that was right, all I did was hurt. They didn't know I was hurting them. They didn't. It was only because they did things that were similar to the people that hurt me that I hurt them, because I felt that that's how it should be. People need to understand my pain by me causing it to them, when that's not right. That's what I did before. It's not what I do anymore. And for the last time in my life that I ever want to, I caused pain intentionally. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I probably could have gone to my grave with what I did, because I knew the pain that I'd felt if I had to admit to it. But I was tired of it. I could literally feel it in my heart, this dense ball of hurt. And I let it out. And now the only thing left is to forgive myself so I can accept the new version of me, to finally let go of that last bit of me that isn't me. All I've ever known is pain. And it makes a lot of sense now why people always came to me growing up for help, for everything that involved pain. And I always explained why I was so good at helping them. Because all I've ever known is pain. That's it. That's it. That's it.